die on the good side. And we'll leave it at that. We'll get on that cart next week, I guess.
Yeah, but so if you look at the video, the main thing that caught my attention was when he said what he said about every 4 months, the 4th month maybe I do a teaching.
We live now.
Well, I didn't know you were moving up.
Govern yourself accordingly.
Real quick.
Hit your brakes.
All right.
You got the anti-lock.
Mine's working.
It's winning.
All right, y'all, we back. We had technical difficulties again. Oh man, can y'all?
Okay, we were talking about we was going over in 2nd Esdras, chapter 7, and we was reading the 7 things that happen to you when you die on the negative side, and now we're about to go into the 7 things that happen to you on the positive side, right?
The positive side first? Or no?
The negative.
You started at 88?
Yeah, we start down at 88, and I'm waiting on him to come back.
All right.
But yeah, we're gonna read the positive side of what happens to you when you die.
If you made it.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if you ready, BJ.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
And we're gonna start at 2nd Esdras, chapter 7, verse 88. So it says, "Now this is the order of those who have guarded the ways of Elohim, when they shall be separated from their mortal bodies.
Okay.
During the time that they have lived in it, they laboriously served Elohim and withstood danger every hour, that they might guard the Torah of the Torah giver perfectly." Wait a minute. That they may guard the Torah of the Torah giver perfectly. Therefore, this is the teaching concerning them. First,
my bad. Did you see where it said, they should be separated from their mortal body?
their mortal bodies.
We think that this is us. No. I can't see the real you. This is just your avatar.
That's right.
And I think when we start thinking about it like that your spirit is living on.
Right.
The body gonna die.
Right.
But your soul / spirit is going somewhere. And your soul is what carries the feelings, How did Lazarus know, how did the rich man know he was thirsty?
Right. He could feel it.
He could feel it. You're going to feel the fire in hell. You're going to have the body.
Everlasting
He
tone.
knew he was thirsty.
Yeah. But he knew he was thirsty. Okay. But anyway, go ahead.
Verse 91. First of all, they shall see with great joy the glory of him who receives them.
See, the people who didn't make it, they saw that. And I personally think that's that light that people talk about. They see, they saw the light.
Yeah.
Into the light.
Good and the bad. See the glory. Okay, go ahead.
For they shall have rest in 7 orders. First, the first order, because they have striven with great effort to overcome the evil thought,
The evil thoughts.
which was formed with them, that it might not lead them astray from life into death.
It's the thought. You gotta kill the thought immediately.
Yep.
Kill it. Go ahead.
The second order, because they see their perplexity, in which the souls of the wicked wander, and the punishment that awaits them.
See, thank God I ain't got to go through that. Woo, I made it. That's the second way.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The third way, they see the witness which he who formed them bears concerning them.
He who formed them.
That while they were alive, they guarded the Torah which was given them in trust. The fourth order, they understand the rest which they now enjoy, being gathered into the chambers and guarded by angels in profound quiet.
Quiet. That's what Lazarus was. What?
Resting in
Rich
peace.
man looked over and saw Lazarus relaxing, sleep, chilling, quiet.
Risk.
And
God.
why did they say quiet? Because when you look at these videos, people who say I went to hell, they talk about all the noise, all the yelling and screaming and everything. But over there, it's quiet, you know. And there's torment just hearing the screams and screeches of whatever torment. That's another thing. Everybody don't get the same torment.
Right. Degrees of punishment.
Yeah, there's degrees on how did you live your life. You were a murderer? Okay, well, we got somebody over here murdering you time and time again.
Eternity.
What do they say about the gay people? They go up a hill and throw themselves down and come back up, and it keeps going over and over. Groundhog Day. Y'all seen the movie Groundhog Day? That's what it is. Why you think they made the movie? Somebody knew that. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. That's that resting in peace, ain't it?
Yeah.
In that profound quiet.
Right.
Okay. And the last part of that says, and the glory which awaits them in the last days.
So you get a glimpse of what you're going to become, you know, what that body that you're going to get. Your new body suit just sitting there, you know, you get to look at it before you go to sleep. You know? like putting your Easter suit out on the bed before you go to bed in the morning. When I wake up, boy, I'm going to kill him from there right there. Go ahead.
Okay, verse 96. The fifth order, they rejoice that they have now escaped what is corruptible and shall inherit what is to come.
You escape this body.
And besides, they see the straits and the toils from which they have been delivered, and the spacious liberty which they are to receive and enjoy in immortality.
See that new body that you're looking at there, it can do stuff that this here's got limitations on. You got liberty. When you read about the angels taking different forms, remember Christ? They didn't know who he was. Said because he took a different form. That your glorified body can do that.
You walk through the wall.
Right. The liberty.
Just appear.
Right. Go ahead.
I was explaining to JC, about New Jerusalem last night, and telling her how it's going to be so much better than Disney World. And, she asked me, she said, do you think I'll be able to fly when I get there?
I believe so.
Okay. Verse 97. The sixth order, when it is shown to them how their face is to shine like the sun, and how they are to be made like the light of the stars, being incorruptible from then on.
You remember when Christ said, there's no marriage or giving in marriage. He said, but they're like the angels
Like
in
the
heaven.
angels.
In heaven. Angels are the stars. When we look up and see stars, the Psalms tell us that's angels. Angels. Okay.
Okay. The seventh order, which is greater than all that have been mentioned,
Is what?
because they have rejoiced with boldness, and shall be confident without confusion,
Yeah.
and shall be glad without fear. For they hasten to behold the face of him who they serve in the life, and from whom they are to receive their reward when glorified.
Good. Now, Mike, you always say I'm the beginning and the end, huh?
Alpha and Omega.
Be the first thing you see, gonna be the last thing you see before you go to sleep.
Ooh, ain't that gonna be glorious?
Yes.
That's good.
And that's what we put our hope in.
Yeah.
That's what salvation looks like.
Man, look, and that's what I'm saying. If they was to kept it in the Bible, then they give you something to shoot for.
Right.
But if they tell you ain't got nothing certain but death and taxes. Well, in this life, I guess so. but after this life, I'm saying, okay, you get 70 years here. 70 years. What's that? That's a drop in the bucket when it comes to eternity. That's nothing. So you get 70 years of trial time. See if you're gonna make the team.
That's right.
And that's what it is. That's all this life is. See if you're gonna make the team.
Knowledge of this changes our priorities.
Right.
Our priorities change when you have this knowledge.
Exactly. Exactly.
Even when you start to stir away from it, the knowledge of it brings you back to center.
Yeah.
In other words, consider your choices, thou old man,
Right. We gonna put it on there.
because you know.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go back to 104.
Okay. Yeah.
What you talking about now?
Yeah, in the second address. We'll go down to 104.
Okay.
So you call it, we hardly ever go into the hundreds. We
Yeah.
always stop right at the end of it. But that's some more knowledge right there. When you go down.
Yes, some more insight. True.
Okay.
Stuff 99.
We at 99.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the order of the souls of the righteous, and henceforth is announced. And the aforesaid are the ways of torment which those who would not heed shall suffer hereafter. And I answered and said, Will time therefore be given to the souls after they have been separated from their bodies to see what you have described to me? He said to me, They shall have freedom in 7 days.
7 days. Huh?
So during the 7 days, they may see the things of which you have been told. And afterwards, they shall be gathered into their habitation. And I answered and said, If I have found favor in your sight, show further to me, your servant, whether on the day of judgment the righteous will be able to intercede for the wicked, or to pray to Elohim for them. Fathers and sons, and parents, brothers for brothers, relatives for the kinsmen, or friends for those who are the most dear.
I'm sorry. He was saying that you got 7 days after you die to experience those 7 things. So sometimes it take us a while to get in the ground. I mean, I'm talking about on this side,
Right.
But sometimes, people who have their funerals quick, that's still in there. That's 7 days exploring their future, I guess you say. And so Ezra said, so let me ask you something. Will we be able to pray for the dead after they're dead? Then they can make it. What did he say? You can ask the question.
He answered me and said, Since you have found favor in my sight, I will show you this also. The day of judgment is decisive and displays to all the seal of truth. Just as now a father does not send his son his father, or his master his servant, or a friend his dearest friend, to be ill or sleep or eat or be healed in his place.
Baby, I'm catching the flu. Can you take that flu for me?
Right.
He said, just like you don't do that, what?
Wow. And go on.
Yeah.
105. So no one shall ever pray for another on that day.
On that day.
Oh boy. Neither shall anyone lay a burden on another. For then everyone shall bear his own righteousness
Or
Yes.
and uprightness.
unrighteous. So, no is the answer to the question.
Right.
You can pray for them on this side, but on the other side, it's
over.
written in stone.
Yeah.
You sincere. You get what you gave. You getting what you gave. Yeah. That's what the question was.
I think it was pretty profound how he responded to you can't substitute
Yeah.
for another person's burden.
That's good to bring that out.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's so straightforward and right and true.
Yeah.
It ain't a revelation. This word is
Because
the
I
truth.
ain't never read
I don't know what it is.
Okay, we talking about Joshua in the next one.
No, well, what about them?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Keep reading.
I didn't say keep reading. I was just reading myself.
Yeah, well, because that's what he want to know. He want to know why we can't do it.
Was he asking for the gold pearls in vain?
Well, that's why I'm yeah. What?
That's
Why I'm asking. I mean, I said
Next question right here. Yeah. Go ahead.
when he said on that day,
Yeah.
right there in 105.
Mm-hmm.
So no one shall ever pray for another on that day.
Yeah.
You know, because it's locked on that day. But he's gonna say, well, wait a minute. Well, go ahead, read 106.
106 now. It's gonna give me some Hebrew names in 106
Okay.
in here. So
You want to read me?
yeah. Let me have that. 106. He said, and he answered and said, How then did we find that first Abraham prayed for the people of Sodom and Moses for our ancestors who sinned in the desert?
Yeah.
Gotta put him on the spot here.
Yeah.
And Joshua
Yeah,
after
answer.
and Joshua after him for Israel in the days of Achan, and Samuel in the days of Saul, and David for the plague, and Solomon for those at the dedication, and Elijah for those who received the rain, and for the ones who were dead. He said, that he might live, and Hezekiah for the people in the days of Sennacherib, and many others prayed for many. So now I got you.
Yeah.
He said, so if now when corruption has increased and unrighteousness has multiplied, the righteous have prayed for the ungodly, why will it not be so then as well?
Yeah, all these people prayed for unrighteous people. Why I can't do it now? What do you say?
He answered me and said, This present world is not the end.
This present world ain't the end.
Let me say that again.
The end is the end. Go ahead. Well, go ahead.
He said, This present world is not the end. The full glory does not remain in it. Therefore, those who were strong prayed for the weak. But the day of judgment will be the end of this age and the beginning of the immortal age to come,
Check it out.
which is corruption passed away. Sinful indulgences have come to an end. Unbelief has been cut off, and righteousness has increased, and truth has appeared. Therefore, no one will then be able to have mercy on someone who has been condemned into judgment, or to harm someone who has victorious. And I answered and said, This is my first and last comment.
Yeah, right. First. It ain't the first. No, you lie.
This is the first of my last.
That's what he said, ain't it?
That's what he really said.
He said, This is my first and last comment. It would have been better if the earth had not produced Adam, or else, when it had produced him, had strained him from sinning. For what good is it to all that live in sorrow now and expect punishment after death? Oh,
Go ahead.
O Adam, what have you done? For though it was you who sinned, the fall was not yours alone, but ours also, who are your descendants. For what good is it to us if an immortal time has been promised to us, but we have done deeds that bring death? And what good is it if that an everlasting hope has been promised to us, but we have miserably failed?
This, I believe, if I was the devil, I would take it out too, because that's showing you that you do evil, you die, you punishment, you know. But every time you go to the funeral, they in a better place now. No, they ain't. Yeah. Yeah, better place. I mean, what do you mean? As a whole? You mean you mean heaven as a whole? Like I said, it's a gulf. You know, the place. If you broaden it out, okay, yeah, maybe that's a better place. But the department in the place that you in, no.
I can see where a question comes up, you know, even when, you know, when he tells us to pray for the sin of our fathers' iniquity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, they're already dead, right?
Yeah.
And so I can see where somebody would think, well, you can't pray for them; they already gone. They're dead.
And on that, when we praying for the iniquities and stuff of our Father, it's because they brought us in with it, and so we got to pray. Okay, that.
To be broken off of us.
Well, yeah, just like, you know, like I was telling Arthur, we took her to church for a little while before we knew the complete truth.
Mm-hmm.
And so when she was baptized, you know, I was telling her how, you know what this is for. Because we had introduced you to another God. We had gave you over to another God. And that go back to what you were talking about, Mike, when we was off air. You know, if you're still married to that other God, I don't care. It don't matter what day you worship on. The thing is to tell you you've been serving another God. That's what Elijah said.
Right.
If Baal be God, let him be God.
Right.
But if God be God, you know, but you got to tell them you are worshiping another God. That is not this God.
Right.
And that's the main thing, you know, to me. As far as the days go, because if you know this God, you're gonna be obedient. Yeah, and that's why we bring that out in Romans 6:16. You are who serve it, whom you obey.
Right.
It's Sunday God got His laws, which is there ain't no laws, or this God who's the Ten Commandments. And so you are who serve it, whom you obey.
And on that, Paul was telling them somewhere there. I don't know if it might have been in Corinthians where they said they might as well just bear with it. If that's the right
Oh
thing
yeah,
to do,
yeah.
You might as well just.
You might as well be with it. Yeah.
What did Brother Roger just say? You know, if it ain't no laws, that means I just go out there and do what I want to do.
Do whatever you want
I
to
can go
do.
out there and kill you, you know, and take your wife or whatever. And what's gonna happen?
Then,
If it ain't no laws.
right.
Yeah, but hey, come on, man, there's still laws.
And it just goes back to show, like me and Barry talk about all the time, it just goes to show you how deceived we are because we have all these laws in the country
Yeah.
and even more laws with all these executive orders
Yeah.
that we'll now have to follow. But to say to follow these laws of the Most High,
Tina.
we got a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a problem with keeping those, but we'll follow any man-made law
Right.
that is made.
I heard a preacher the other day talking about keeping God's law, and he said, "Good luck with that one."
Yeah, I heard that. I heard
If you
that.
can do it, you know.
I heard
I'm
that
like,
too.
what are you talking about?
Good luck with that.
Show me which one you can't keep.
Because they will equate those to being the 613.
And those were laws to keep in the land. Those were governing laws that you kept in the land. They say that in the land.
Moral laws,
Matter of fact,
civil laws, all of that, you know.
oh,
If you're doing them, you're going to be doing those anyway, pretty much.
right. Right. You won't have to worry. If you just keep the 10, you don't need all these. What you do if you steal a man ox? Well, how about you just don't steal?
Just don't see.
You keep them, yeah. Have you read the other law? Yeah, I'm gonna get a verse here. I think.
Okay. Let me take this book and write these words.
Okay, let me see. I want to say Deuteronomy 4. Yep, Deuteronomy 4. Deuteronomy 4.
Here, this one shut down.
What 13 say?
Deuteronomy 4 and 13.
Start up 12. Give me 12.
Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 12. Okay. Deuteronomy 4, verse 12, it says, And the Lord spake unto you out of the midst of the fire. You heard the voice of the words, but saw no similitude.
Okay.
Only ye heard a voice. And he declared unto you this
The
covenant,
covenant,
which he commanded you to perform, even the 10 commandments.
even 10 commandments, that's the covenant. Go ahead.
And he wrote them on 2 tablets of stone.
10 commandments, once again, just showing you. Go ahead, what's this?
And the Lord commanded me at the time to teach you statutes
Statutes.
and judgments,
Mhm.
that you might do them
Where?
in the land whether you go over to possess
You
it.
see the different, it's 2 different documents. The covenant laws that he gave, that's for the covenant, that's for the marriage.
Yeah.
Now, you have never governed, you coming out of Egypt. You have never, you've never governed yourself before. You just became a people when you came out of Egypt.
Right.
You considered yourself Egyptians, you know, probably because you lived there.
Absolutely.
You was assimilated into the culture. But now I'm pulling you out, and guess what? You got to have a government. You got to have laws to govern yourself by.
Yeah.
And so you do this when you get in the land. It's different. It's not the 10 Commandments.
That word even is italicized in 13.
13. Yeah, it is. To perform the thing.
And he declared unto you his covenant, which he commanded you to perform. He
The
commanded
10
you.
Yeah.
And he wrote them upon you.
Good catch, man.
Right. That
Even
even.
like just like they added that to give implication that something else was given
Right.
on the mount. The covenant is those.
It reads better when you take it out.
Makes sense now.
Yeah.
When you take it out.
You know, the other thing too is it was practical
Right.
for God to give the covenant laws first, because that ought to govern your mind and setting up the government.
Right. Right. And you get the covenant laws first because now you my wife.
That's right.
If you ain't my wife, I'm not giving you the land.
That's right.
I'm saving for somebody else who want me. If you don't want me, what I look like giving you the land?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, you got to set up the covenant first.
Right. Got to set it up.
Yeah. I mean, to giving Rolanda a car, and she said, "Oh well, I just want the car. I don't want you." No. Then I gotta go to jail because I, did what I did. You gonna get my car back?
I'm gonna keep it.
Oh man.
Basically, they told the Most High, now we're gonna keep the land.
Yeah, we want the land.
You
Just don't want
know.
you.
Yeah, pretty much. Huh?
That's pretty much what they told me. I mean, when you think about it,
Yeah, it is.
that's what they told me. I
Right.
want you.
But look, we're gonna talk about the new car next week.
Part 3.
Yeah. Yeah, on part 3 I have a different shirt on. But it's Shelby was right. I wanted to talk about David bringing the ark back, and other, So if y'all want to read up on it, see what y'all see, and then because a lot of times y'all see stuff we don't see. Junior's good at it, Matthew good at it, Barry good at it. Just little bitty words that. Pay attention to the words. It seem like they come out of nowhere, And then first thing I do is take out the concordance and look at that word.
Right.
And then you fall down a rabbit hole and
See where else.
yeah, exactly. Where else it connect? And man, that's why I was telling the guy at work. I said, man, when you see how it's put together and how the words, once they are defined as whatever they are. They say the white man wrote the Bible. No, ain't no man wrote the Bible. Wrote this him. Exactly. And you'll see it once you start keeping the commandments and he start revealing it to you. You know this is divinely written, And if it's divinely written like that, then you gotta believe that we didn't make ourselves.
That's right.
I'm talking about mankind.
Right.
There had to be something before us. And then you believe that if that's the case, then maybe heaven is real. And if that's the case, then hell is real. And if that's the case, there's a devil for real. And man, then you really start just changing, you know, because you realize that this is real.
Yes.
All right. You got anything, Mike?
What about the Canaanite?
What?
Would they ask questions about the Canaanite?
Oh, I answered it to the best of mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all I know.
I think you were saying that he didn't know, like they were up in the Lebanon area. I think that's where was that what you was referring to, like where they at now?
What part were you saying? What
I was
question?
going to say the question that they asked about the Canaanites, they want to know who were. I think they want to know
Who they were.
Yeah, what they
Who
were.
are they today? What's the
Yeah,
worst?
yeah,
I think they're worldwide now.
yeah.
Just in those certain particular
Oh, yeah.
areas, you know.
I thought about that last night too. How they're starting to show stuff on these reels and stuff that's caught on tape, and people look like they're morphing and blah blah blah. And now you don't know if it's AI or some kind of computer generated. And they're doing that too, in my mind, because they are here. They live. The movie They Live. Y'all go watch the movie They Live.
We
And,
watched it about 2 weeks ago.
did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because now I think it's really just grooming you to accept it when they really start living beside you.
That movie talks about the year 2025, I think.
It
I'm
is.
pretty sure, yeah. That dude, whatever them, that wrestling dude, and
Yeah,
that black guy go to that like auditorium.
2025. Huh?
I'm pretty sure it's 2025.
Look at that.
I'm pretty sure.
I wanted to ask my brother. There's a something like the Twilight Zone, but it wasn't. But this news company was trying to marry this anchor. I mean, not marry, hire this anchor to come work for them. And man was excited at first. Okay, this is the top news company, CNN or whatever. You know, it's old, it's black and white. And then they started showing him around, and he said, okay, this is the news for like 2043. You know, he said, what? He said, oh, we write the news years in advance.
I saw that.
You saw it. And so the man figured it out. He said, whoa, I don't want no part of this. Man told him, he said, we'll see you Monday.
Yeah, you don't have a choice. If you're in the news,
Yeah.
you coming, bud.
And that was in black and white. And they was telling, give me Amos 3 and 7 real quick. One second. Last little thing. Amos 3 and 7.
Amos 3,
Yeah.
verse 7.
What did it say?
Surely the Lord God will do nothing,
What?
but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
God ain't gonna do nothing until he first tell his prophets first. And see, this is, you brought up the verse earlier about Isaiah 12. Give me Isaiah 14. Give me Isaiah 14:14. What did it say?
Isaiah 14:14.
What did it say, Whitney? I see you.
There we go.
Isaiah 14:14 say what?
Isaiah 14:14 says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
I will be like the Most High. Most High don't do nothing without telling the prophets. Satan, he got to tell you too before he do what he do. And his prophets is a lot of times it's deceptions, the TV shows, all the stuff that tell you what they're gonna do before they do it.
You don't know what to say.
But he said, I will be like the Most High.
Be like
So I'm a copycat. I got to do what he do, you know, and he do the same thing. What you gonna say, G? Oh, I thought you were gonna say something. But go ahead.
This is just go back and look at this. Okay, there's the awakening, and there's the Exodus, and then there's the gathering. Right? I went back and started reading last night Ezekiel 37, Isaiah 10, Isaiah 43, Jeremiah 23. All these scripture verses, because I was following the narrative that Gal was doing on. Something went off that it's the Exodus is what I'm troubled about.
Yeah.
And all this so-called planning to hightail it, what about airplane, can't walk the water. Because the world is different than it was with Egypt, I'm not so sure that we're looking at the Exodus in the manner as Egypt is the right way. Because
No.
I think the Exodus is right now.
Yep.
The gathering.
Come out of her.
Yeah, it is.
That's your Exodus.
The gathering.
The gathering, he is going to do the gathering.
Right.
So all these entities out there talking about
That's right.
prepare to leave. Where you running from? Ain't nobody holding you in here. Ain't nobody making you stay here.
Where you
Like
gonna
you
run
did
to?
in
Where you gonna
Talk
run
about
to?
going, go ahead and go.
Go.
Yeah.
Now, so, and I said, I thought about God speaking to your thoughts are not mine. And so these people, these front runners, out here talking about the physical Exodus.
Right.
And the God is a spirit.
Yes.
He wants you to exit spiritually. Come out of her, my people. That's the exit he wants you. That's the only exit we need to be concerned about.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because he's gonna do the gathering.
He gonna do the gathering.
Yeah.
And so I thought about people trying to exit and go back there, but well, from what? Southern tip of Africa to the north?
What's in Africa? That's
Where you
what
running? So the gathering is, I see it as a spiritual gathering.
Well, there's an awakening going on in Africa. There's an
It's
awakening.
everywhere.
There's an awakening, but it's everywhere. But you know, there's certain ones that say that, you know, it says Judah's going to be a light to the Gentile, and there's a lot more Judah there than what
Than
we
we give
than
credit.
what we realize.
Yeah.
You
A
know,
whole
the
lot
whole
more.
sub-Saharan
Yeah.
part, and so people think since Judah's going to be the ones that you know start this forerun this awakening, they're just kind of looking over what's over here, you know.
On that, what y'all talking about the gathering, I can see if I can get that up there. This is the Babylonian Empire. Well, before the Babylonian Empire, the northern kingdom was taken away by the Assyrians.
Yeah.
So the Assyrians came and they brought them Assyria. Well, that ain't in there. But it's all in here. The Babylon was in the Assyrian Empire. When Babylon rose up and took over Assyria. So the 10 tribes was already there
Yeah.
Right.
in there.
Right.
So when the southern kingdom was taken away, they were reunited.
Right.
Yeah, they were good.
Okay, so then again, after some of the tribes went from the Assyrian Empire to the New World,
Over the waters.
Ozarad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what? Guess who came? The Romans came and took them, took Judah
So
to where the northern 10 tribes was again.
Yeah.
Okay, and so now you seeing we're here, and then you got the South America, you got the 10 tribes chart there,
Yeah.
and you see the Haitians getting deported back, the
Next.
Mexicans getting deported back,
Yeah.
Colombia getting. Why?
There they are.
Maybe he was gathering us again.
Yeah.
So when we sit up here and we cheering for John, yeah, get him out of here. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe he's gathering us together again. You know, because he said he's
Right.
going to do it.
He's going to do it. Yeah.
And so the people who know this,
Right.
Don't think they don't know.
It's front runners trying to prevent.
We the only one that don't know.
Don't think, don't think they don't know what's going, who's gathering and what's going on. You can take it out, bro. But I was just thinking about that the other day. It's funny you brought that up.
And because he know who they are.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So don't cheer too hard, you know.
Yeah.
Might be cheering against what God is doing.
Maybe, yeah. You don't know until he let you know.
Exactly. We don't know. But I'm just looking at history. That's all I'm looking at. We'll be again. Yeah.
Again.
All right. All right, baby.
All right. Well, we're going to close it out. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Yeah.
Fear God and keep his commandments.
Why?
For that is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing.
Yeah.
Whether it be good
Yeah.
or whether it be evil.
All right now.
Come on with it.
See y'all Tuesday.
Yeah, come on with it. Lord, with it.
Lord willing, right.
Shalom, shalom.
Yeah, come on with it.